Hello, my dearest friends, my beautiful co-creator souls of love and light. This is Nanari, Princess of the Sea, coming to you with another video. And I spent this morning having a long conversation on the phone with someone who I hold dear in my heart, who's part of my soul family, that is at home. And I was talking to him on the phone, and we were talking about shifts and the awakening, and about our thoughts. And it inspired me to continue this video series that I'm doing. And I'm calling these new video series that I'm doing The Awakening, Love Blessings. And it's something that I'm going to start creating. Is something called Love Blessings. And so I will give you more about that at a later time. So as we were talking this morning on the phone, it brought to mind about thoughts, feelings, emotions, how they affect us like water. Water is a conduit. It flows, and it's beautiful. Water is what Source has always given to me, is what I've always said, which is both and. We live in a both and universe. Separation is about either or. It's either this or that. I want this, but I don't want that. Unity consciousness, the consciousness of the awakening to who you really are in your heart, is all about this vastness of truly being, and being like the water, being like nature, flowing in an open heart, sharing thoughts, feelings, emotions, and action that is of love. Now, this is free from being some airy-fairy thing. If you understand, as I spoke about in the last video, of how we are 70 to 90% water, anything that we put into our body, whether it's physical food we eat, or the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions and the actions, they're electrically charged with energy, just like that of water. And so those thoughts stick with us. Those feelings stick with us. Those emotions stick with us. And so the thoughts and the feelings and the actions and emotions that you want to have are that of love. And that everything being a both and, in balancing both the shadow and the light, because it is a balance. We will always have thoughts, feelings, and emotions that come up within us that we deem as negative. They really aren't. They're just simply the unawakened aspects of us, the shadow side of us coming through. And much as I have shared many times before on videos here on YouTube and through satsang, and personally when we've had physical satsang and meditational satsang online, and who I am and what I live and what I be, is when we are having those thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions that are contrary to who we are, which is this love, that it's okay. We are to be free from denying that. We are to be as the child. And if you notice children, they feel it full out, everything, including having a tantrum. If they are right pissed off and angry about something, they feel it. They experience it full out. They get angry. They have a tantrum. They go to the depths of the shadow. Some may even call it the depths of hatred. I recently talked to someone who was talking about going through to hate. And I explained to him that, to me, I would never go down to the realms of hate simply because I experienced what that hate was, filling it full out in other lives. And then this life, while I have had moments that I will get angry and be an ego and whatnot, because the ego is healthy, it's there for a reason. We're not to do away with it. But that I will be free from going down the rabbit hole of hate and staying there. And that's the key. The key is to be like that water and flow just like that child having the tantrum. Feel it full out. Be angry. If you are angry about something, if you're hurt, if you're in pain, be compassionate within your own being and feel it full out and allow others the experience to express the same. The key is to be free from staying down that rabbit hole. Because where the true healing comes is that, just like the child, what happens? The child feels the tantrum full out, and then 5 minutes later they're off playing again and happy and bliss and awe and wonder of life. That is who we are to be as the inner child coming from within out. And this is where the balance is of unity, because there will always be shadow and light, because we live in a field of duality. There is duality in the oneness and oneness in the duality. So the ego will always exist, shadow will always exist, the darkness will always exist, because we live in this field of duality. The key is to stay in balance just like that child and to flow just like the water. And in that, then we are being holistic, wholeness, whole synced within the wholeness. And then we are dancing in this beautiful oneness, which includes the duality. Because the ego is free from being here to be gotten rid of. We're not supposed to kill it or do away with it. The ego is actually very healthy because it's a messenger, just like illness in the body is a messenger that brings us to understand that, hey, something is out of balance here in the body. We need to get back into alkalinity, because where a body is alkaline, disease, illness is free from existing. So too with the ego. And this gentleman that I was talking about earlier here in the video, when I was talking with him this morning, I was sharing with him that it's all in your approach with people. When you're coming from a place of love, planting the seeds of love into the heart, so that you're planting a tree of love or a flower of love in someone's heart. This is where people blossom. When you come at them from a place of anger or ego, in telling people that they should do something or they have to do something or they must do something, this gets their back up in ego. And then they're free from hearing you. They're free from being in heart coherence. They're unable to hear your heart because you are coming from that shadow side. So in our interactions with others, we are here to bring joy. That's what the awakening is. To bring joy and bliss and upliftment and encouragement to one another. And there was this picture that I put on Facebook today, and I don't remember all of it because I don't have it in front of me right now. But it was saying that I see your beauty, I see your light. And what I posted with it was this: I do. I see you. You are whole, perfect, complete, and beautiful simply as you are. Magnificent. And that's how I see each one of you. I see your light. I see your magnificence. Now, it's often gotten me in trouble from the opposite side of things, because those who have been in shadow, when I see who they really are, I see beyond their shadow. And that's the gift of being an awakened soul, is that even when we see beings who are being an ego, even when we see beings who are hurt and in pain and lashing out, our task is to see beyond that, to see who they really are, which is a reflection of who we really are. And be, I see you. That's true intimacy, or into me see. As a movie that Neil Donald Walsh did that I sponsored years ago, sponsored a showing for many years ago when it first came out. It was called Into Me See. And that's what intimacy is. And when we create that intimacy, heart-to-heart, soul-to-soul connection with someone, and we see beyond their shadow to who they really are, the light, the magnificence. And this is free from being airy-fairy. It's that you're actually seeing their soul. They're seeing the magnificence. You are seeing the magnificence of who they really are. Beyond that. And in that, as I also wrote on that Facebook thing today, in that, I see you, and I see me in you. Wow, that's magnificent. And it reminded me of this song that I love. For any of you who know about the Agape Center, they have what they call Agape songs, beautiful songs. And there's this song that I love, and I don't remember the title of it, but I do remember the lyrics. And it's, you are real, you are magnificent, you are light, you are love. I am real, I am magnificent, I am light, I am love. We are real, we are magnificent, we are light, we are love. So I invite you to really take this within you and to see all in something that I coined as a phrase back many years ago. I'll be celebrating the 10th anniversary of my first book that I published this year, actually, is the 10th anniversary. And it was in June that I published it. And it's called Lifelong Learning. And it's actually a book all about homeschooling and my homeschooling journey with my children when I was raising them, and how I left being a teacher as well, because I was teaching from preschool all the way to grade 3 at that time, and how I left the system in that sense and started homeschooling, or lifelong learning is what the book is called. And in there, and I also did a subsequent article about it, I coined the phrase inclusivity. And when that phrase came out 10 years ago, people were like, say, what? Inclusivity? That's kind of an odd word. And I was looked down upon it. Now, people love that word, because the ego tends to come from a place of excluding or exclusivity. It's either or. Inclusivity, or being inclusive, includes all, embraces all within the heart. Even those things that we consider as quote unquote bad, because we are free from seeing them as bad or shadow or darkness. Because all shadow or darkness is just simply free from having light. And so we, as light workers, as beings of light, what a light worker really means is to bring the light to people, and not by exposing them or outing them or lashing out at them in hurt and pain or ego, or telling them they have to do something. Have tos, and I talk about this in my second book, Stepping into Spiritual Oneness, that was published 8 years ago. Words like have to, should, must, those type of words are of the ego. They are words that are exclusive. They are words in which you are forcing your will upon someone else. And this is just simply the shadow. And we are to love the shadow, embrace the shadow. See it for that hurt, wounded inner child within you and within all. And I've talked about this in my other videos here on YouTube as well. When someone is lashing out at you in hurt and pain, in ego, it's because they're hurting very deeply within them. And they know nothing else different than to lash out. And it's their way to express, to get that energy out of them, because it's literally killing them inside, so that they can be free. Sometimes it's just them having a tantrum, but if they repeatedly do this and it's a pattern, then it's because there's deep inner wounds within them. And our task as being a light worker, bringing that light of love. That's why my album is called The Lemurian Light of Love. Bringing that light of love from within you. That is who we are to be. This is what the awakening is really about. In being that flow like water. In this we are dancing and we are whole. We are living in a place of infinite possibilities, which is the both and. Now I'm going to read to you something that came to me today. And it expresses this so beautifully about who we really are. And it's about just what I'm talking about here. And it says, every single day, no matter who you meet in the day, like the beautiful fly that just wanted to come say hello, no matter who you meet in the day, family, friends, work colleagues, strangers, although I would say none of us are strangers. We all intimately know each other heart to heart, soul to soul anyway. It goes on to say, though, give joy to them. Give a smile or a compliment or kind words or kind actions. Give joy. Do your best to make sure that every single person you meet has a better day because they saw you. This might sound like it's not connected with you or your life, but believe me, it is inseparable, inseparably connected through the cosmic law. As you give joy to every person you meet, you bring joy to you. The more you can give joy to others, the more you will bring that joy back to you. This is who we are. This is what the awakening is about. So I invite you to go give some joy. Go give some love. For I see you. I see the beauty that is you. I see the amazing magnificence that you are. Because I can only see within you what is also within me. Espada.